Look, I got a pointy thing. This week I wanted to show you how I put one of my seasonal tea party shoot days together. And since we just had my Valentine's Day shoot, what a convenient time to be able to show you every little thing that goes on behind the scenes to make one of my shoot days happen. And who knows, it might inspire you to do something similar or find your love of doing something similar. Either way, I really hope you enjoy. I have divided the organizing of my shoot days into 5 easy phases that we can follow along with today. Starting with the very first and arguably most boring one, notes and visual references. Now, you know that scene in Hot Fuzz where Nick Angel pulls out his notebook and is telling his partner, this is the most important weapon that you have. Your production notes are of the same ilk. They are going to be the most important weapon that you have, and as boring as it is, they are going to help you for the rest of the shoot. To really hone it home how important this phase is, I'm going to point my pointy stick at you. It is very important. So the first thing I do is I write down all my ideas, all my notes, everything in my brain, and shove it all into one document, because I have prepared a little template for myself for each shoot, as you can see here. So even if it's not in order straight away, I can shove all my thoughts in there and initial ideas, and once that's done, it's much easier to go back through all the notes and organize them into the sections of my template. These are not just details that I need to know, but my cast and crew need to know as well. So I used to not do production notes for my cast and crew, and it wasn't until it was after filming my short film, The Death of Miss Diva, I had one of the cast members come up to me and say, I did not know what you were doing until I saw the movie, and I was almost in every scene. So after that, I've been a lot more conscious of making sure everyone knows what is going on and what the hell I am doing. Much better to have everyone up to scale and on the same wavelength as you go. Now, a few of these I can't do until I actually know who is going to be in the video, so I can't do time and date just yet, but I've got plenty to work on, especially with the script, which I'll speak about briefly now. I usually spend about a full week in gremlin mode, pacing a lot and writing the script. I love the commedia dell'arte, I hope I said that right, style of script writing and directing, which is when you have a plot to follow to move the story along, but the dialogue isn't set in stone. I like to have flexibility there and genuine responses from my characters, so I'll put in script lines that are necessary, but then I just tell them, that's the gist of it. Don't learn it word for word. I don't always like that. I find then you come up with some pretty hysterical things on the spot that are unexpected and make for the best fun and best scenes. For this phase, I consider the entire look of the shoot as well. So it's Valentine's Day. What colors do I want? What kind of themes do I want to go for? And I don't want to spend a lot of money because I don't have any. So what do I have lying around that I can reuse? If I can sort of roughly decide what I want to wear, a lot of the look just forms around it. Now, I can't remember my specific thought process for this one, but I'm sure it just went something like, I want to be gothic brides. So once I have my theme and colors, I then draw up a basic tablescape so I have a visual reference to send the cast. And I also put together mood boards in this awesome mood board app I have. Now, on to the most important things. Food! Now, for some shoots, I'll put in a huge effort to learn new skills and really make something incredible that pushes myself, but I'm keeping the menu very, very simple for this one so I can actually make this video to show you. For this menu, I'm going to make a few things that are in my skill set and easy to make to save myself some time. So I've popped puff pastry, heart sandwiches, and some cake things on the menu, as well as tea and drinks. The biggest spread I have done so far was actually for the Yule video because there were 13 of us. So that was a lot of pre-prep and a lot of planning. I'll also add a shopping list into my notes so I know what I'll need to get later. Now, once I've completed all those tasks, I can finally move on to phase 2, cast, costumes, and aesthetics. Ooh! So it is currently the 10th of January and I really need to organize this cast. Now, I do have a few considerations when selecting cast and sometimes to a bit of contention. So let me explain myself a little bit more. Now, I am really, really, really lucky in that all of my friends love to just be part of anything I'm doing. And since I've been doing this for years now, it's really easy for me to just message and be like, hey, are you available on this day? Yeah, what do you got? So that makes it a lot easier and very awesome. I try to be as fair as possible when casting throughout my videos, so everyone gets a turn who wants to have a go, and I try to cast new faces so I can have some new friends to play with and victims to my other biggest consideration is height. So I am a tiny person and all my friends are either regular sized or giants. I also really like odd numbers. So say if I was going to cast 5 of us, it means that I can go in the middle and have height going outwards so it looks great for photos and for the shoot so we don't look all unbalanced. But for this shoot, I am just doing the 4 of us again so I can make this video and keep everything a little bit more simple for myself. So I am casting Maya Mercury and Sea Legs Esmeralda, and Bella Bakewell has not been able to make my last 2 shoots, so I have finally nabbed her for Valentine's Day. Woo! Bella is also my height twin, so that makes everything a little easier. So we've got the 2 shorties, and then we'll have the 2 tallies. Once the cast is confirmed, it unlocks all the puzzle pieces for the next parts. So after I've confirmed everyone, I shove them in a group chat and send them the tablescape drawings and mood boards so we can all discuss looks and outfits. And let me tell you, boy, do we talk a lot about costuming all the way up to the very morning of the shoot. So I tell my cast every shoot, the only thing that you need to worry about is looking gorgeous and I will do the rest. Costume pieces. Now I generally make costume pieces and sometimes full costumes for my shoot days. You may have even watched this in real time on my socials as I built the 4 different headpieces for this shoot. So I ended up making 2 black and 2 silver Gothic halo bridal headpieces. This took me 2 weeks and I only just finished the night before the shoot. I usually do not cut it that fine and I do not recommend anyone else either. Give yourself as much lead-in time as possible. But yeah, so I cut it fine that time, but we got there in the end. My cast get to keep whatever I make them because I love making things for my friends and they deserve beautiful things. Okay, so date, time, location, script, menu, cast, costumes, costume making are all done or all underway, which brings us to phase 3. Phase 3, more pre-prep. In the week leading up to filming, I start just shoving anything I think will work onto this table so I can sort it out once I start setting it up. I also set the scene in the background a little. For this shoot, I'm harvesting about half my house decorations, so I'm not going to be able to do a lot of it until the night before or morning of. Otherwise, I'm going to block general daily living access, so some of this has to be done at the last minute. I also have to remember to make room for food, so I like to write down the food on a little slip of paper and put it on the plates in spaces on the table as I set it up so I know where everything is going to go. If I have to build anything for the table, I'll also be doing that within this week, but I don't have any props for this shoot as I concentrated on the headpieces. All of this is really a scheduling and time management game. On that note, I print out all my production notes, which you can see are pages and pages long now, and I put them up on the fridge so that my husband and flatmate know what's going on in a few days if they want to prepare themselves as well. Now, remember I said the notes are going to change up until the last minute. They will. I just start handwriting on them until the very last minute from that point forward once they're printed. On to very important matters. Food, glorious food. I refer back to the shopping list in my notes and go get any groceries I need. In the 2 days before the shoot, I try to pre-prep as much of the food as I can. Obviously, some foods don't lend well to being in fridges or frozen, so I do as much as I can to save myself time on the morning of shoot day. Here I'm making up the sandwiches and puff pastry hearts from my menu, and I'm just going to freeze them until the shoot day morning. Then I can just bake the pastries, let the sandwiches defrost, and they're done. Cameras. Now, I have been so lucky for the past year to have my very best friend help me on cameras. Before that, it was literally just me or me and my husband, but having Alex shoot everything has made everything just so much easier. I am so very thankful, and we love doing this together, so we just end up having a lot of fun. Now, it looks like everything's running pretty smoothly at this point, doesn't it? If you're still watching this far in, let's bombard the comments with "Get well, sea legs!" I'm going to take a shot and see if Emmeline is available to fill in instead. If she can't, I'll figure out something else, but we'll see. Yay, she's available. Now that's all sorted, one last go over on the headpieces to make sure they're good to go. And now it's time to take care of myself. It's the night before shoot day and I dye my hair, do my nails, and the most important thing, make sure I stay in a good mood. If I'm in a bad mood, no one's having a good time. So I put quite a high priority on making sure that I am doing all the self-care things I need and taking care of my own comfort so that I remain in that elevated mood and we can all have a great time. Finally, we are at phase 4, shoot day. Oh, finally. It is shooting day. So I have been up since 6 a.m. because I didn't get a couple of things done yesterday. But now I am just organizing the rest of everything. I've still got a bit to set up, but the girls should be arriving soon. And yeah, we can get into it. I put everyone in my studio once they arrive with water and snacks so they can just relax and finish getting ready whilst I run around doing the last minute preparations, like setting up the lights, serving the food, shooting photos and sexy B-roll of the table, and then I go and give my speech.
It's hilarious. Oh, he's so funny.
So, I've already done, I'm doing my little speech bit.
Awesome.
My giving you what's happening bit.
Pre-production speech.
Okay. Yes, my pre-production speech, I saw it. Okay, so I've already done the sexy B-roll shots. I'm just really organized today. I was like, we'll finish getting ready and then we'll get dressed, put on headpieces. Then we'll, oh, you know how we're usually standing around the table? We're sitting this time. This is going to be
formal.
So yeah, we actually get to sit down this time and like relax, so that'll be good. Okay, so yeah, I reckon we should be good to go in about 15.
Just gonna finish sewing this together.
Oh yeah.
I need to decide which hair.
Oh yes.
I've also got a couple of different ways I can style this, so...
Easy peasy.
Paige is very well prepared.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, just a month of prep for, you know, an hour of shooting.
I was thinking that last night. It's like Christmas Day where you spend like all that time being like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and you make cake and then God.
It's over in seconds.
Exactly.
I love that we've all got our glamour
We do.
pajamas on. It's our natural state.
It is, and half of them is going to be staying on for the thing.
Oh yes. Yay!
Sorry, you've got all my complex lines for this. I think the one box is not climbing stairs, it's going to show me things
So is it comfortable when your head is just like a bit? Beautiful. Yes.
Somebody who put a drawer under their chairs.
Alright, go look in the mirror next.
It's like some cult initiation. You're everyone bending down to receive their headpiece. Receive thine headpiece.
Receive thine. It's just like a headband, so you can adjust it. Gorgeous. Oh my god.
Wow.
Go have a look at yourself. You don't have to bend down.
Right,
It's
it's part of the
part of the cult.
ritual now.
Yes, push it where it's comfortable. Glorious.
Gorge.
Now that we're finally ready, we can gather around the table and start. So basically, we're all sitting around the table and we're all fawning over old Edgar here. We've got a few lines, but we'll go through that one by one as we do it. And then I'm going to start blurting out truths because I've accidentally poisoned myself with truth serum, which I was going to use to poison you guys, which I will admit to. So yeah, we've got a few lines and stuff, but that's so easy to all go through. I've already shot the sexy B-roll, that's so weird. The other ideas I had were, okay, so what happens is I start blurting out weird truths and you guys are like, what's going on here? Then you're going to go look into the kitchen to see if you can figure out what's going on. Now, I did write it so that you find it immediately and go, oh, well, we see what you've done. Or you could be like, don't let me know, and you amongst yourselves are like, look what she's done. And then you can start asking me stuff, and then I'll start blurting out more truths, and then reveal that, blah, blah, blah. All right, so, and that's pretty much it. It's really short, this one. So, yeah, if we've got any extra lines or stuff we want to add in ad-lib, we totally can.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
All right.
Yep.
So we'll just do my line and then we'll stop and but you can keep it filming. Okay. He's so dreamy. I'll do that again because that was it. Okay. So dreamy. It's so dreamy. Now I'm not going to show you the entire shoot in this style because I'm sure it would be very, very boring. But basically this is what we do. We sit down and we go through the script one by one, doing the lines until we're happy with it and changing camera directions, and a lot of coming up with some very hilarious things on the spot and just having a great time. I'll quickly jump back to show you a bit more direction from not around the table. Add it and have the label facing towards the camera.
She's finally going to poison herself.
Let's do the whole thing again, essentially.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like you can talk to each other more and be like, hey guys, like look what I found, stuff like that.
No.
Or even if you actually say like we need something to kind of verbalize why they're looking in the kitchen as well. Like we need to figure out what's wrong with Lady Hart.
What is this?
This is like, she's acting really strange.
It smells weird.
I then make everyone do some stunt eating and laughing at the very end to wrap up the shoot. And then we can finally eat for real. This is torture. I literally make a table full of gorgeous food and then go, no one can eat this for like 2 hours. Alright, should that be enough?
That'll be plenty, yeah.
Oh, done, we're done. You can actually eat it. Photo shoot. Now, I don't usually do this, but I wanted to give the girls an extra special treat for this shoot. But it means I'm piling everyone with costumes and headpieces into Maya's car, and we're going to one of my favorite places in the whole world, Newtown Cemetery.
Hey, where was my gloomy clouds I was coming?
Nicholas who? Napoleon Parker.
My amazing friend and photographer Victoria and I have been meaning to meet up for a photo shoot together for ages, but we just keep having scheduling conflicts. So I thought I'd shoot her a message, and sure enough, she was available and very excited to join us. I like to insert myself in here to help with everyone's shots, providing posing direction.
Maybe let's everyone look off over that direction.
Holding lights, adjusting costumes, and providing a cheer squad. I am so very thankful to Vic. She is just a gorgeous human being, and just look at these photos. You can book in with Victoria. I've provided all her details in the description below. Now, after we've all done being very glamorous, we pile back into the car to go back to our respective homes and de-glitter. And finally, that brings us to the last and most important phase, phase 5. Good job. Go get yourself a Happy Meal. I'll wait. And after all that, an entire month of prep and everything else that went into it, I still have weeks of video editing, more script writing for episodes like these, graphic design, recording voiceovers, making thumbnails, making additional short videos for social media, actual social posting, and everything else that goes along with it. But that's an entirely other video, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me on my first longer form video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please leave a comment below. I am also on Patreon. If you'd like to support what I do, you can head on over to the link below. If not, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thank you for joining me once again. I have been Lady Hart, and I'm going to go lie down. See you next week.
You're all doomed. Doomed. Doomed.